Okay.
clean.
Let me take this point about governance to Sanjay Jha, and I'll give Rahul Dev the last word. Sanjay, I want to take you back to again the Hindustan Times has some very interesting deep dive data today showing that the Congress has not been able to win back to win a government since 2014. In other words,
Yeah.
Congress governments don't get voted back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you explain that? That was the
Well,
hope you all had with Bagel.
yeah. Yeah. Now,
Go ahead.
Barkha, let me tell you, that is a very disturbing story of Congress. In fact, if you look at it, add Odisha, not since 2000, Gujarat, 25 years. And this is the same party that had Sheila Dikshit for 15 years, that had Tarun Gogoi for 15 years, right? So
Correct.
clearly, some things have changed dramatically. And one of the reasons behind the collapse of the Congress in retaining its states is a simple fact that it is not able to consistently create a communication with the voters. The party has this problem. It announces fancy programs and policies with the right intentions, but its ability to, I would say, strike a chord, especially when the opposition is disruptive and creates an emotive religious agenda, it struggles. It completely struggles. I just want to make one point to what Nilakantan said, and I would agree with him, because one of the points that you look at, why is Anna DMK broken up with the BJP? For the
Hmm.
simple reason that they want to toe the same line of the DMK. If they don't, on the entire Periyar issue and that comment that the Stalin Jr. made, Anna DMK, which has the same ideology in terms of the political practice of Sanatan Dharma, the way they see it in Tamil Nadu, will be literally decimated in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think you cannot deny what he said. What he said is right, that the BJP spun it, like they took, Mani Shankar's comment called niche on Modi and made it into an electoral issue. Now that is politics, and the Congress needs to handle that better.
Can I ask you something, Nirkadan? I know you have a brief interjection, but no one has spoken about leadership except Rahul Dev, right? No one. Sanjay, I'm going to ask you because there was a
Yeah,
time when you were not convinced of Rahul Gandhi leading the party.
yeah.
Are you going back to that position today? Do you believe that the Congress has to, at some point, like you come from a corporate world, at some point, if a CEO cannot deliver the numbers, the CEO gets changed?
Yeah. Barkha, when it comes to leadership, I'm very ruthless. Actually, I follow the football coach model. You fail, you quit. You actually pack your bags and leave. I believe that Rahul Gandhi, after Bharat Jodo Yatra, has enhanced his political brand. However, I want to add this point. I believe a leader has to be extremely inspirational. He has to be a storyteller, and at the end of the day, pick up the phone and solve problems at the drop of a hat. I think Rahul, basically, in my opinion, doesn't yet take his speeches with the gravitas that I would expect him to. And there would be many people in the Congress who won't agree. But I believe he's had phenomenal opportunities in Parliament and outside to actually deliver outstanding speeches to nail the government. He does well, but I think he doesn't really kill it.
He doesn't really kill it, but should he step aside?
I think he's already stepped aside, and Mr. Kharge, I think, has been good for the party. I think Rahul today should not.
Mr. That's not fair. Mr. Kharge is like an administrator. Mr. Kharge
Okay.
is like the HR
I
manager. Mr. Kharge, if you're sticking with corporate analogies, Mr. Kharge is like the HR head, while Rahul Gandhi is the brand you're
Okay.
selling,
Okay, let
right?
me tell you. Let me tell
Is the
you
brand
the in
working?
I believe in the India alliance, Rahul Gandhi, for all the good work he's done, if he announces today that I am not going to be the consensus prime ministerial candidate, no matter how much the Congress wants to him to be one, it will
Yeah.
actually help the India alliance, because Rahul is still popular as a star campaigner and he need not worry about holding that pivotal position. It will give a shot in the arm to the India alliance.
So Rahul should say he is not a contender for PM.
Yep, I think that will help everybody, including him. I mean, he's popular. I mean, he's recovered his political brand. There is no need for, you don't have to be the Congress president or the prime minister to be one of the most relevant people in Indian politics. I love the way he's taken on Modi, and I think that's a good thing. Everyone doesn't have to be the prime minister. Everyone doesn't have to be the president. We all have a role to play, and that is the differentiation I would like to see.
Okay, I Neelkantan briefly and then Rahul Dev last word. Neelkantan, yes. I can't hear you. Once again, just yeah, go ahead.
So the point that was discussed a while earlier, which is the ability to get re-elected, that is a worry for political parties. I think as people outside who are not in the business of politics, at least three of us are not, or four of us are not. Analysis and regression analysis has repeatedly proved states which re-elect their chief ministers do significantly worse compared to states which actually have a revolving door system, right? For instance, Rajasthan has made the greatest stride away from the Bimaru club, so to speak, right? And good for them that they sort of chuck the incumbent government and chose the BJP, which is why MP is a problem. If you look at Madhya Pradesh over the last 20 years, it has been laggard. And if you compare Madhya Pradesh,
so you're saying changing governments frequently keeps the state healthier? Is that what you're arguing?
You look at IMR, you look at MMR, you look at the total number of jobs created, you look at the daily wage rate, you look at the under 5 health rate, you look at every metric that is measurable. If you do a simple regression chart, you will the answer is pretty clear.
Okay, now I
performance.
Now I can't close the program.
One
minute. Yeah. Okay,
Barkha, 1 term change is not good. 2 terms change is good, which is why we do very well. If you don't change a government for 5 terms like Tripura and West Bengal, you have a different problem. If you change it once, twice, just like the American president, I think it works best. The only exception will be 24 and Modi.
Sir, there is mathematical evidence. I'm not talking off the top of my head.
Okay.
Can I say?
Okay. Yes, Vinit, go ahead.
On the lighter side, once again, thank God these people exist in India and we will keep winning. But on the serious side, if I talk about, please understand one thing, sir. Out of the 679 seats been contested in the last 40 days, Bharatiya Janata Party gets 342 seats, which is a jump of 143 seats. Realize one thing, this is 2023, people want delivery, people want good governance. And that has been delivered by Bharatiya Janata Party. Now you talk about 1 term, 2 term, north, south. Keep doing this, sir, because and please do this till end of May. It helps us.
Okay, I do, of course, agree that politicians have compulsions that that journalists, authors, writers, academics do not, and we are freer to explore ideas, Vinitji, than you and Sanjay are. But that said, let me give the last word to Rahul Dev, who's been waiting patiently to speak. Sanjay Jha made an interesting point. Rahul Gandhi should declare, come what may, I am not a contender for Prime Minister in 2024. That is an important point, because otherwise there is going to be many questions that even the allies might ask now about whether the Congress is the bloc that leads the opposition into 24.
I agree with him. I think not just Rahul Gandhi, but the whole Gandhi family should dissociate itself from actively running the Congress party. In today's, in this age, a family-based leadership makes no sense. Then you have no democratic credentials left to lecture anybody else. And this leadership has failed. Rahul Gandhi, as an active vote getter, has failed. He is more in the mold of a thinker and an activist than a politician. He is not a politician by nature. It is very clear. Rajiv Gandhi was also not a politician by nature. His mother was. Anyway, but he got a chance because of very extraordinary circumstances. But Rahul Gandhi, he's liked by people. He's very likable. He's very sincere and serious. He tries to study. He tries to sort of go deep into issues, but he cannot be the front face of Congress, the Congress party in elections. Second problem the Congress party faces, and the whole alliance, India alliance faces, is that they have to come up with an alternative narrative on Hindutva, on the nationalism issue.
Yeah,
I have told you, I've been in RSS for a very, very long time. I was sort of opened my eyes into RSS, so I know where it's coming from. And I, because of my own study and my own interests, have realized that its idea of Hinduism is faulty. It's not correct. This is not real Hinduism. Therefore, I moved away. There is a possibility, and there is a very clear possibility of articulating the real Hinduism, the real Sanatan Dharma. I mean, I don't want to go into those issues right now. We don't have the time, but I wish sometimes we debate this issue on what is Sanatan and what is Hinduism. Hinduism is not Savarkar's Hindutva. So now that this sort of virus has been introduced in the body politic, there's no getting away from it. Everyone has to find an answer to this, a response to it. Whether you like it, you agree with it, or oppose it, but you have to have a narrative and an answer to this narrative of so-called cultural Hindu nationalism. That is my point number 2.
Vinit ji, quickly. Vinit ji.
I think all these thinkers whom I have been seeing from my childhood to rethink, today's youth only looks for development. That has been delivered. The delivery has been praised, delivery has been voted for. Now, and you cannot insult my religion, sir. Any way, any form. I would like to leave. I never disturbed anybody. I don't want to be disturbed. मैंने किसी को छेड़ा नहीं, कोई मुझे छेड़ेगा, उसको छोड़ेंगे नहीं. This is the terminology which youths today use. So anybody speaks against my religion in any form, we will not like it.
Well, Rahul Dev actually agreed with you, Vinit ji, on the Sanatan Dharma issue, by the way. He agreed with you. Nilakantan didn't, but Rahul Dev's tweet.
Not their definition, not their definition of Sanatan.
No, on the political impact of those comments. I'm talking about the political impacts of Udinidhi Stalin's comments. That's what I was talking about. Anyway, the debate rages on. Ji, sorry.
मैंने कहा आप पिता समान है, आपके सामने क्या बोलूंगा सर मैं तो बचपन से आपको देख के बड़ा हुआ. I cannot speak much beyond this, sir.
No,
Sanjay. Okay, I keep trying. This program is not ending only. Okay, Sanjay, go ahead. Yeah.
No, Vinit, I think you're a dear friend, but I did not like you using words like "hum nahi chhodenge." I mean, it has a ring of intimidation and threat. That is precisely the problem with that political ideology you represent. That's the problem.
Vinit, I think. Vinit, would you like to?
I think you should clarify that position. That sounds extremely nasty.
I just want to say, I think Vinit was trying to quote the voter, not himself. Vinit, did we misread you? Did we misunderstand you? What were you trying to say?
No, he was saying that's his political philosophy or the party's political philosophy.
So what does it mean by हम किसी को छेड़ेंगे नहीं, हमको कोई छेड़ा तो हम उसको छोड़ेंगे नहीं? We will not like to interfere, comment, or disturb any other religion or any other philosophies. But if somebody tries to play with us, insulted, then there will be reaction. And the reaction is very democratic, by balance. And see this reaction. If you see what has happened in Mizoram, what has happened in Telangana, the traditional states where Bharatiya Janata Party was not present, see the jump which has happened. So people will react to it. And react is not always the way you see jihad or the other things.
Vinit, why are we getting into this?
This is exactly the problem.
Let's not
enjoy this. किसी और दिन इस पे चर्चा करेंगे आज.
नहीं, मैं वही बोलना चाह रही थी कि up until now we were having a robust but a pretty civil and a convivial debate. Let's try and end it on that note. We'll have a debate around religion, Sanatan Dharma, true Hinduism, Hindutva, kisi aur din. I think Vinit has. I'm going to assume that Vinit did not mean to use a language of intimidation. Okay, Sriram and Nilakantan both have their hands up. Please, 30 seconds each. Nilakantan and then Sriram. Nilakantan,
the only north-south.
Go on, Sriram. Sriram, one minute. Nilakantan, and then you can have the closing word. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to respond to the comment that the BJP has delivered development. I just want to give you one statistic, which is the total number of factories in the state of Tamil Nadu is about 39,500, if I'm not wrong. That is greater than the total number of factories in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand put together, right? And if we are talking about development, like the South has, I wrote an entire book about it. You can go read it. But the point is that in every measurable index that you can imagine, the South has like far exceeded what the Indo-Gangetic plains have achieved, and that is what development is. And we should not be if we're serious about anything, we should look at the indices.
Okay, but that again, I would say applies as much to if there was a Congress
20
government in the
seconds.
center.
I agree with you, Nilakantan. I agree with you, sir. Prabhu Ramchandra ji was from North, but his final karma bhumi and performance was there in Tamil Nadu. Had he not performed there, he would not have been my lord. So thank you.
Okay.
That land has that kind of blessing, sir, for all of us. That land is blessed,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, Sriram, last word.
But
Sriram.
all I'll say is, I agree on this with Nilakantan. South is economically more developed than the North and promote people with more than one language knowledge. That creates a kind of more correct citizen of democracy and will vote the kind of politics which will facilitate development. So teach people more than one language. And South Indians actually are very good at it.